Booker T used to say, "What the hell?" What's good, Internet? My name is attackslug. This is my 2019 Hell in a Cell predictions video or something like that, because as of Saturday night, as I record this on a Saturday night, there are only 4 matches announced for the show happening on a Sunday night, which is that doesn't really happen very often, where most of the card is not known to us. Now, to be fair, they could have 4 matches go super long and have that be the whole show. That could happen. I don't think it will happen, but it could. But yeah, your mid-card belts, nowhere to be found. Like, do an open challenge with the IC, with the US. Come on. Your tag team belts, nowhere to be found on this show. Like, do something besides having 4 matches booked for your show. I understand this whole show is kind of an afterthought, considering that your big show on Fox happened last night, and you have your Saudi Blood Money show happening at the end of the month. This Hell in a Cell kind of like, hey, whatever, who cares? So, it was on the back burner, I get it. But anyway, I'm still here to do predictions on a Saturday night, because, good God, we only have 4 matches to talk about. For life. So, match number 1, which has perhaps had the longest build of any match on this card, and that is a tag team match, player, holla holla, between Roman Reigns, the big dog, and the new, or perhaps the old, Daniel Bryan, who is no longer aligned with Harper, and more importantly, with Rowan. So, Roman and Bryan versus Luke Harper and Eric Rowan in a tag team match with nothing really on the line besides, hey, your pride. We're going to team up and get rid of this threat of Harper and Rowan, the ex-Bludgeon Brothers. So, please, bring back that theme song, if you would, if you will. So, that being said, I still think, and you cannot convince me otherwise, I still think this is all part of the long con of the mastermind of Daniel Bryan. So they somehow have managed to trick Roman into what will become a 3-on-1 situation. Ha ha, fooled you. All those spots through tables were to fool you and to get myself to beat you up, etc., etc. So I'm picking that Harper and Rowan win this match, because at some point Bryan will refuse to tag in, and then, oh, he lost, and then, oh, a 3-on-1 beatdown, and then down the road, perhaps at Crown Jewel, perhaps at the next big show, we have Bryan and Roman 1-on-1 finally, after months and months of build. I hope. Because honestly, I don't want the face Bryan back. He was such a good heel that I don't need face Daniel Bryan in my life right now. So please let Bryan be the mastermind here, and then lead Harper and Rowan on a just tear on SmackDown, on the new Fox SmackDown, as a dominant faction of those 3. I would love to see that. Just give me that, if you would, if you will. Anyhow, match number 2, as the Fiend here hits that Sister Abigail. 1, 2, not enough to put away Seth freaking Rollins. Match number 2 is a rematch from whatever the last pay-per-view was, and that is your SmackDown Women's Champion, Bayley, taking on, once again, the Queen, Charlotte Flair. How many times are they gonna give Charlotte a shot at that title before she wins it? So I think, yes, this one, they've done it enough times. They're gonna give Charlotte that 10-time title reign. She'll get her big, perfect 10 on that nonsense, because, look, you're going to keep doing it, and even though we've gotten rid of the rematch clause, they keep having these rematches over and over. And Rollins just beat the Fiend? That's not going to happen. Like, what are you doing, Seth? What even was that finish? Like, seriously. It was a knee in the corner, and then he pinned him off of a knee in the corner. What in the blue hell is this game sometimes? Here's hoping that 2K20 is better, but I don't have a lot of hope for that. Alright, moving on. And then perhaps when you have Charlotte win the belt from Bayley tomorrow, and then you have the draft next week, then Bayley goes to Raw to feud with people on Raw. Could happen, couldn't happen, but I'm calling the Queen to win that title for SmackDown. Now then, we have this match up next, which is the Raw Women's Champion, the man, Becky Lynch, versus the heel Sasha Banks, the heel blue-haired Sasha Banks, the legit boss. And man, right now on Raw, there's nobody saying it's boss time. That doesn't happen at all, which is like insane. But again, we have the draft happening next week, so that could happen sooner or later. You never know with those drafts, with those superstar shakeup type bits of business. Now then, that being said, as I said the last time these two fought, that had to have this match happen because last time there was a DQ, and they want to have, alright, let's do Hell in a Cell, so no interference, no DQs, none of that crap. We're going to have our one-on-one match, and no one can stop us. There must be a definite winner in this match, because it's Hell in a Cell, which just doesn't always work out, but besides the point. And what I said last time, in that last predictions video, is that why would you do all that work to bring back Sasha, to sign her to a contract extension, to turn her heel, to refresh the character, and then not have her get the job done, right? It seems like whenever she's in a tag team with Bayley, Bayley eats the pin there, or taps out, right? But still, Sasha Banks, if you're coming back after a hiatus of that long, and you did a heel turn, and you've gotten yourself back to where you think you should be, then you should win the match. You should win the belt. So I think it is time for the men's title reign to be over, and it is time for the boss to run Monday Night Raw as the Raw Women's Champion. Because otherwise, what was the point of even coming back? At some point down the line, certainly, your win-losses, whatever, but when you come right back, then you should be at least somewhat dominant. So, fingers crossed, they do the right thing and have Sasha win this match. Now, we know Sasha is terrible on retaining titles, but she's okay winning them. So, we'll see, man. Fingers crossed. And that brings us to the only other announced match here, which is Seth freaking Rollins, your Universal Champion, now free of Lesnar, free of Strowman. We have Bray Wyatt. We have The Fiend in his second ever match, like actual official match, happening at Hell in a Cell. In Hell in a Cell. And this one, I mean, there are a lot of ways you could go with it. And I think that's going to be the most interesting thing to watch, see how they treat this match. Because, number one, it's the second match of The Fiend. SummerSlam and now. And certainly SummerSlam, a very strong showing in his first match versus Finn Balor, who's down with NXT. He beat him so bad, he's in NXT, right? I don't think that'll happen to Seth, but you never know. But I obviously don't think The Fiend should lose here. He has all this hype behind him, all this stuff behind him, and to cut it off at the knees with a loss here to Seth, and granted, Seth beat Brock, etc., right? But, again, having all that build, and then having him lose his second match would be just really dumb booking. And I don't put it past WWE to do really dumb booking. They're experts. Having The Fiend lose here would be just an absolute, what are you doing, Sasha? What are you doing, Sasha? An absolute waste and a half, right? However, the flip side of that coin is that I don't think they want to put the title on The Fiend, right? And if you don't want him to lose, but you don't want him to have the belt, then what's the finish of the match? So, in my opinion, we have a non-finish. Something weird or spooky happens, something, Cage gets ripped off, something happens where there is not a finish for this match, or not a pinfall finish for this match. There could be a finish, somehow, some way, but I don't see Seth pinning The Fiend, and look, there is certainly a chance they could have The Fiend win. I don't know at that point who takes the belt off The Fiend, considering you got Brock over on SmackDown. Like, who else is on that, like, mythical level that would do that? And there you go. my prediction is non-finish. Like, outside chance the Fiend totally wins, but I do not see, under any logical circumstances, having Seth just beat the Fiend, even if it's like, 18 curb stomps. I don't want to see that. The people in the crowd would be pissed if you did that. So I'm calling some kind of a weird screwjob finish to this match, and then the Fiend walks out somehow, like in the tail of the tape, it'll be a victory, but not actually a pinfall title-winning victory. Anyhow, those are my predictions for the 4 matches. 4 matches for this show. I'm attackslug. Thanks for watching. More videos on this channel. Subscribe for those. I guess hit that like button if you'd like. And I'll see you next time right here on this channel. And I'm out.